Hello everyone, welcome to the Westland Public Library Cookbook Review. I'm Sarah, one of the Adult Services librarians at the library, and I'm also a camera-shy amateur home chef who has volunteered to cook under the scrutiny of film for your pleasure. In this video I will be reviewing the Complete America's Test Kitchen TV show cookbook, 2001 to 2011 by the America's Test Kitchen. For the uninitiated, the America's Test Kitchen and affiliated shows Cooks Illustrated and Cooks Country are best known for their easy-to-follow cooking demonstrations that break down the art and science of cooking and baking. Their cookbooks include detailed cooking instructions, recipes that are mindful of regional ingredient availability, and scientific preparation methods that are great for novice and expert home chefs alike. For this demonstration, I will be preparing the angel food cake recipe. I had owned this cookbook for years before I finally saw the angel food cake recipe prepared on the TV show. Never needing much prompting to bake, I gave it a go, and this instantly became my go-to cake recipe year-round. Angel food cake is a science, relying on just whipped egg whites to give it structure and shape. Many bakers find angel food cake to be temperamental, prone to simple environmental factors such as temperature and humidity. But once you understand the nature and the process, you will find you are able to make this cake year-round, and the end result is always magical. Let's get started. First, adjust the oven rack to the lower middle position of your oven and preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. This recipe calls for 12 egg whites that are at room temperature. The best tip I ever received was to crack the eggs one by one into a smaller container first, so if you fail to separate the egg and yolk, you will not ruin your batch of egg whites that you have been gathering. I make this recipe multiple times per year and can't remember the last time I had to actually rely on this tip, so I'm glad the video was rolling when I accidentally dropped the egg yolk into the white. Any new eggs should still be at the same temperature as the rest of the eggs, as this could have an impact on the whipping process later. For this recipe, you will also prepare 10.5 ounces of sugar, 3 ounces of flour, 1 teaspoon cream of tartar, 1/4 teaspoon table salt, 1.5 teaspoon lemon juice, 1.5 teaspoon vanilla extract, and 1/2 teaspoon almond extract. The liquids can be put in the same container. This recipe also recommends a standing mixer and whisk attachment, sifter or fine mesh strainer, and an angel food cake baking pan. I have, with mixed success, used bundt cake pans, but I highly discourage this until you get to know the recipe. To get started, you will whisk 3/4 cup sugar and your flour together in a medium bowl and set aside. In your mixer with the whisk attachment, you will whip the egg whites and cream of tartar together on a medium-low setting for about 1 minute or until the mixture becomes foamy. You will then increase the mixer speed to medium-high for another minute until the whites start to become billowy mounds. While the mixer is running, you will gradually add in the remaining 3/4. The cookbook recommends 1 tablespoon at a time, which I have literally done, but I find that I'm often slower than a minute, and so I've been slowly pouring sugar in with a measuring cup. You will continue to whisk the eggs until soft peaks form. The cookbook recommends between 1 to 3 minutes, but I found it often takes me 4 minutes, undoubtedly because of the temperature in the room. Once the peaks have formed, you will remove the bowl from the mixer and gently mix in the liquids by hand. Using your sifter or strainer, you will gently sift in your flour-sugar mixture 1/4 cup to start, and gently fold the dry ingredients into your egg whites, being careful not to knock out the air. You will repeat this process with the remaining flour mixture. Once the flour-sugar mixture has been combined, you will scrape the batter into your prepared angel food pan, then wipe down the edges of the pan and smooth out the top to achieve a flat top finish. Lightly pat the pan on the counter 3 times in an attempt to remove the bubbles before placing it in an oven for 50 to 60 minutes. As I've stated, angel food cake is very temperamental and could deflate for a number of reasons, including under-whisking your eggs and deflating your eggs while incorporating your dry ingredients. Another possible factor in this would be to open your oven door to film your cake because you hadn't realized that your video has stopped recording. The resulting heat loss will mean that parts of your cake will bake differently and it will become more prone to deflating even after resting, as you will see in my end result. Do not open your oven door until the end. Once your cake is golden brown, you will remove it from the oven and place upside down on a kitchen funnel, neck of a sturdy bottle, or just on a wire rack. You will let it cool for 2 to 3 hours, but I will often leave mine overnight so that the cake will have more time to develop a caramelized flavor. When you are ready to serve, You will run a small kitchen knife around the edge of the cake to loosen the cake sides. If you have a removable center, you will pull out the cake and similarly run your knife along the bottom to gently encourage it to let go. I don't normally keep the pan upside down to do this, and you will see that my cutting was uneven because of it, but that just became my personal stash of cake. Your cake is ready to serve. I often pair this with whipped cream and fruit when I take it on the go, but you'll also find that this is a spectacular cake by itself. The best part about this cake is even if you have a bad day, such as accidentally deflating your cake because you've opened the oven and compromised your baking, it will still be absolutely delicious. Thank you for joining me virtually today. Leave a comment in the section below if there are other recipes from this cookbook that you would like others to try, or other recommendations for similar cookbooks. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page if you want to see more virtual programs, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for additional content.